Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is September 16th, 2020. Shout out to my man Wire Sparks, premium member for the song request, Cooking Soul, and Larry June, the P Vitamin C remix. Never heard of this one, but hey, Wire Sparks always putting me up on that new music. Thanks for the song request, bro. What's good, people? Hope everyone's doing well today, and welcome to another episode. Today, we're going to be looking at how Bitcoin has blown up. It's over 11,000 at the time of recording, and it's all because of the Federal Reserve, in my opinion. Today's bump, at least. Earlier today, Fed signals rates to stay near zero for at least 3 years, like they can really control where the rates go. It's just so hilarious to me. We'll take a look at what Bloomberg is saying about Federal Reserve Jerome Powell's interest rate decision. You Today also has 3 main reasons why Bitcoin just hit 11,000 as well. We'll see what they say and see if that aligns with what Crypto Blood is saying. Overall, this is still good news and a right direction for Bitcoin, and technically speaking, we should be running into some areas of resistance here very shortly. I'll explain all that when I go over the charts. Also, we got 3 Chinese hackers charged for launching a crypto jacking fraud scheme. We'll take a look at the details on this. This caught my eye because this morning I saw this out of the AP. 5 Chinese citizens charged in a global hacking campaign. I'm not sure if this is related to this particular one out of AMB Crypto, but we're going to take a look at both these articles today. And then lastly, yes, Pickle Finance. I know it sounds crazy. Another .finance DeFi website. But look, this one has seen 347 million in total value locked within 4 days. Shout out to my man 10 Pound for putting me up on this. When he did, though, this was about 4 days ago, 3 days ago, it was up 50% in 24 hours. You guys know me, I ain't touching nothing that's up 50% in 24 hours. So it's just something I will have to miss out on. But I definitely have my eyes on this now. And you know what? You can actually provide liquidity on various tokens, and maybe you should look into the Tasty Tether, which is USDT versus Ethereum, and you'll be rewarded in Pickles. So this is a way for you to get exposure to Pickles, possibly at 110 APY. See, for example, over in Sushi Swaps pool, you see with the Umami one, you're getting 133% yearly right now, almost 11% monthly. So a little bit better than what you can get with the US Tether over at Pickle. However, the USDT equivalent is only 39% yearly. All right, so I guess we should compare apples to apples. But at any rate, if you're feeling real froggy, you could pair yourself with the Pickle and ETH LP token, which is more risky. That's why the yield is so much higher. 2,900, almost 3,000 APY right now. But again, you're risking a lot by buying and pairing the Pickle with ETH, because Pickle could drop at any time, and I'm talking about drop big time. Today is up 28%, but you can see, you know, Pickle came out at like $34. Its low was $5.95. So there is a risk that you could lose a lot of your ETH to Pickle LP value there. You got to understand that impermanent loss situation. So just keep that in mind. Search impermanent loss if you're not familiar with that when dealing with these types of pools. That's very important to understand. But to say all that, I think this is something you should at least know about, right? You see the value of the TVL increasing dramatically, and it probably only go higher seeing articles like this out of Cointelegraph. So we're going to take a look at what they have to say about it and why possibly this is a up and coming DeFi meme coin. I don't know. We'll take a look at it though. All 3 articles coming up on today's episode of My Two Satoshis. Let's get it. But before we start, if you guys find these types of videos informative, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to receive more videos like this. And don't forget to drop your Telos account name in the section below of this video or any other. Make sure you hit that link and follow the instructions to set up your own Telos account. And if you already have one, just send that hashtag Telos along with that comment in any of my videos, and you will be entered to win 1,000 Telos. And that will be on actually September 25th. That's the next drawing. Let's take a look at the heat map today. We've got Bitcoin up 2.1%, just shy of 11,000 right now. It was above 11K earlier today. Ethereum up 1/3%, trading at $365. XRP is up, EOS is up, and Stellar is up. But look at Digibyte. Shout out to all my Digibyte long-term OG holders. They are up 18% today. Someone let me know why that is going on. I would love to know. I didn't know that happened. But other than that, I mean, a lot of the other coins, altcoins, are down today. Tron down heavily today, 7%. Link is down 3.7%, trading at $10.76. Overall, it looks like the DeFis are getting hit pretty heavily today. Market cap is slightly down for DeFi, 13.7 billion right now. I think Cream was actually just added to Binance. Binance out here clout chasing heavily. Cream is one I've been looking at and actually probably is a good blood buy right now, down 58% over the last 7 days. Possibly something to look into. I don't know. I'll have to look at the charts a little bit better. But CoinGecko now has a new area called Top Yield Farming Pools by Value Locked. So this is interesting. Make sure you guys check this out. And of course, we got Pickle Finance at number 1 right now. Sushi up there on the charts as well a few times, as you guys can see. But check out this new section on CoinGecko called Farms. Let's take a look at what the U.S. prosecutors are charging these Chinese hackers for and see if this has any relation to the other charges that I saw from AP. So it looks like the U.S. Department of Justice charged 5 Chinese citizens for launching malware that led to crypto jacking of computers to mine cryptocurrencies. However, the indictment did not mention which cryptocurrencies the Chinese cybercriminals tried to mine. According to the release, the cybercriminals are said to be fugitives in China, with one or more claiming connections to the Chinese Ministry of State. Moreover, the hackers were said to be employees of the Chinese cybersecurity firm Chengdu 404 Network Technology, which according to an earlier indictment was a self-described network security company that was allegedly run by the cybercriminals posing as ethical white hackers. So Deputy Attorney General Jeffrey A. Rosen said that the Chinese Communist Party has chosen a different path of making China safe for cybercriminals so long as they attack computers outside of China and steal intellectual property helpful to China. So this is one thing I have to give Trump credit on. He's done a lot of wrong, hasn't handled the whole virus situation, of course, hasn't done that right, but he's like the only one that had the balls to stand up to China and say, look, enough is enough. You've been stealing our stuff for way too long. And this is just more evidence of that. So, we have to grow us some pears and really start to clamp down on how China is taking a different approach. They're not going kinetic war with us. That won't be the war with China. The war with China is cyber. All right. So it's interesting that we've taken down these 5 guys. But what I want to look at and see if this AP article is actually related, and it looks like it is. They're saying that these 5 Chinese citizens actually hacked over 100 companies and institutions in the United States and elsewhere, including social media and video game companies, as well as universities and telecommunication providers. Wow, this is big. The 5 defendants remain fugitives, but prosecutors say 2 Malaysian businessmen charged with conspiring with the alleged hackers to profit off the attacks on the $1 billion video game industry were arrested in Malaysia this week and face extradition proceedings. So these 5 guys, it looks like, weren't even caught. So they're out there on the loose, and at this point, I would say probably won't get caught if they're back in China. Once they get back there, it's no way for us to really get to them, to be honest with you. This article doesn't really talk about the cryptocurrency aspect of it. That was more so covered by AMB Crypto, but interesting read, and I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. Protect yourself. Make sure you keep your VPNs on and all your stuff updated. So I saved the technical analysis for this part of the video because it kind of ties into what is going on with the Federal Reserve. As you guys can see, we saw a move up here. We did get above 11,000 briefly, but the next area of resistance is 11,170 roughly, somewhere around there. It could be right now, to be honest with you. It doesn't always have to be right on the mark, but in that region, right between 11,000 and 11,170, which is roughly around 1 to 2%. So it's, the margin there is small. So the turnaround could happen at this point. As you see, we are starting to take a leg down now, but I think this is why we saw this move up this morning, to be honest with you. Bloomberg, Fed signals rates to say near zero for at least 3 years. So the Federal Reserve, it says, left interest rates near zero and signaled it would hold them there for at least 3 years to help the U.S. economy recover from coronavirus pandemic. So it's interesting because we know, or if you don't know, let me help you understand. There was already data coming out in January and February that the economy was slowing down. This is before the pandemic even really hit here in the United States. So the slowdown was already happening. Remember the whole repo issue back in September of last year and how they had to come in and inject all these trillions of dollars into the repo market? That was before coronavirus. So it's funny that they're using the coronavirus pandemic as a mask, as a scapegoat to say, oh, we got to keep rates low because of the coronavirus. That's a bunch of bull, right? It was already slowing down and they needed to keep things propped up. And this is just one more reason. There's always going to be a reason for them to keep this easy money going and really steal from the middle class. So the Federal Reserve Open Market Committee expects to maintain an accommodative stance of monetary policy until it achieves inflation averaging 2% over the time, and longer-term inflation expectations remain well anchored at 2%. Talking about inflation, that's a whole nother conversation because they changed the goalposts. They moved the goalposts when it comes to how they track and manage inflation. But again, this is going to help Bitcoin big time. As you guys see, we're up today. We've been going higher for the last few days. But today we really made a nice move up, a nice bump up, and I think that's because of the Fed. Let's see what You Today is saying about this. They basically say that the Bitcoin breached its key level because of a flurry of positive news. One being, of course, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet earlier. I said that Kraken is now going to be the first crypto bank in the U.S. after obtaining an SBDI charter in the state of Wyoming. And my response to that was, we are going all the way backwards. And I mean, aren't we? Let me know what do you think about Kraken becoming the first U.S. bank for crypto exchanges. This is the whole point, not to have a bank. That's what cryptos were for. Anyway, as reported by You Today, the world's leading business intelligence firm MicroStrategy also announced an additional acquisition of $175 million. I don't think that's really a cause for the rally. And then they also say the alt season hits a pause button. So the recent rally has been isolated to Bitcoin, with all the top 10 altcoins being in the red according to CoinMarketCap. The overextension of the so-called alt season also played into the king's hands. So their three reasons really was that the altcoin season has paused, moving some of those funds and profits or whatever you want to say, losses, trying to rebalance back into Bitcoin. They're also saying that the Kraken news was the reason. And I have to disagree. I think it was more so because of the feds. You know, of course, some of this could have had a play in it, but I think today's bump up was primarily because of the Federal Reserve announcing they would keep rates at 0 or near 0 for 3 years. I just hope you guys know you should not be saving not a dime of your money. All your money needs to go into investments and to keep a pace and ahead of what the Fed is doing, which is rob the middle class of its wealth. Savings is no longer a good strategy to build wealth. It just simply isn't. So take that money, put it into, I wouldn't put it into stocks right now, but try to find something to put your real estate, crypto, bonds, stocks, I guess. I mean, you got to just find somewhere to put your money because saving it ain't doing nothing for you. And the last article today, that's Pickle. Yes, TVL exceeded 347 million in 4 days. Investors are salivating for Pickles after DeFi protocol Pickle Finance locked in $347 million. Are we starting to get to the end of this frenzy and these food-related meme tokens, DeFi projects? I don't know. The food-related DeFi projects have slowly taken over crypto in the past quarter, with many of these projects suffering from contentious issues like the Uniswap fork, SushiSwap's vampire attack, and the market dump of $13 million worth of ETH by lead developer Chef Nami. These quick dumps and pumps have the capacity to give DeFi a bad name, but taking a closer look at the list of food-themed projects revealed that not all of them are offering rotten propositions. So Pickle is a little bit different because they are aiming to bring price stability to the 4 biggest stable coins in the crypto sector, and it has quickly risen to become the 13th largest DeFi protocol in terms of total value locked. Demand for the project is also reflected in the platform's native token Pickle, which quickly rose from $4 on September 12th to $70 at the time of writing, which is insane. The Pickle Finance protocol allows users to earn interest and Pickle Ether and stablecoin pairings as a reward for providing liquidity for DAI, USDC, USDT, and SUSD. While doing so, the seemingly Rick and Morty inspired project aims to correct the pegs of these stablecoins, which have often fluctuated several percentage points above their peg throughout 2020. So that's their main objective in this pool, in this DeFi farm. This system tries to balance market conditions that push the peg of stablecoins away from their underlying asset. So we'll see what happens with this. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Again, you can, at this point, do a nice return with Tasty Tether. which is one of the more, all of these actually, these stable coins are less volatile, right? Because you're only really risking Ethereum. So when you create these LP tokens, you have to put up whatever amount, half in this case SUSD, and then the other half in Ethereum. So really your risk is only Ethereum. The SUSD is going to stay stable. So that's a good proposition, especially with the salty cents at 143% APY. That's pretty impressive right there. That's pretty impressive. So check it out. I want you guys to get a heads up on that. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Shout out again to my man Wire Sparks, a premium user for the song request Cooking Soul, and Larry June, the P Vitamin C remix. If you found this video informative, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. And click that bell to receive more videos like this. I'm out of here. Holla.